the three spheres. Dedicate the virtue for making such effort to enlightenment. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. For all who want to train in the bodhisattva path, I have written the 37 practices of bodhisattvas, following what has been said by the excellent ones on the meaning, sutras, tantras, and treatises. Though not poetically pleasing to scholars, owing to my poor intelligence and lack of learning, I have relied on the sutras and the words of the excellent, so I think these bodhisattva practices are without error. However, as the great deeds of bodhisattvas are hard to fathom for one of my poor intelligence, I beg the excellent to forgive all faults, contradictions, and non sequiturs. Through the virtue from this may all living beings, the ultimate and conventional altruistic intention, and thereby become like the protector Chenres, who dwells in neither extreme, not in the world nor in peace. Yeah, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, Khenpo. I believe Khenpo's going to finish his teachings on faith this morning, the third level of faith, you might say. But I wanted to thank Tiffany. Khenpo and a group of us were down at the Folk Art Guild in Middlesex yesterday. Khenpo gave a teaching that was requested by the friends down there on forgiveness and acceptance, and it was really quite wonderful. And then afterwards we went to where Khenpo previously had planted a treasure vase, actually numbers of treasure vases, including one, a very traditional one, on a hillside there, and gave a little teaching about that too. So that was really quite a wonderful day, and I wanted to thank you, Tiffany, for your efforts in making that happen. We've got a lot of good friends down there going back a long way. His Holiness Chetsang Rinpoche, has been here to Rochester, I think, 3 times. And the first time, he was also invited down to Ithaca, to the Namgyal monastery there. The Namgyal monks invited him down there. And on his way down, he had been invited to the Folk Art Guild in Middlesex, so like halfway to Ithaca. We all stopped there, and he gave a teaching there way back when. So we have a connection going way back, and lots of the times these things are not, obvious to the ordinary mind, but there aren't any errors in Dharma. So we were very happy for that to happen, and I found it very auspicious that Khenpo had put, with the assistance of Sultram, planting that treasure vase on that land. A wonderful thing. Okay, so anyway, nice day, and a good time was had by all, and now we're back here for Sunday. Khenpo.
Okay, good morning, everyone, everybody. Huh? It's okay, yeah. Okay, 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Since we start faith. Faith is important. Any believer, right? Any believers. I'm not talking about religions, because I'm used to say that Buddhism is not religions. So that's the reason. I think so many people know the religion means, right? Religious. What does mean re? R-E. Right? What does spell? L-I-G and then I-O-N, religions. You know what that means. Then you will understand the meaning. So you no need to tell me, you understand it is good enough, religious means. So therefore, whatever the religious word meaning or whatever, so Buddhism is, how to say, commentary of natural phenomena. That's all. For example, the fire is hard, right? Huh? The water is nature of the wet. So that's all the Buddha says. Water is nature of the wet. Fire is nature of the hard. That's true, right? There's nobody making their fire hard, water wet. Huh? Anyone created that? I don't think so. Right? We create human beings, technology, mechanisms, airplane, iPhones, computers, laptops, vehicles, right? We know, right, who create. So therefore, Buddhism is commentary of the phenomena. You have question? You mean? Question? Oh, okay. I thought you had a question. Okay. So faith, actually all the believers need faith. Special for Buddhism, if someone really practice the Tantrayana or Vajrayana. Tantrayana Tantrayana and Vajrayana, same meaning, just different names, totally same meaning. Okay, whatever. If you achieve the high levels, then you need more faith, really. But Buddhist faith is with reasoning. It is called the rational faith. Rational faith. If you something believe for indirect object or any kind of mystery things, you have to have reason. Without any reason, there's not really useful faith. It is called the superstition or blind faith. Huh?
Blind faith. Right.
Blind faith. So everybody knows that. When your faith will be going to stronger, then faith and devotion are inseparable. The devotion, your root guru. Your root guru, representative of the Buddha and representative of the Dharmakaya. Right? So that time you have faith, or the faith rise in your mind. That faith is called what is called? With the devotion faith. So conviction faith.
Conventional.
Means never change. So nowadays very easy to change the faith. Today you faith someone or some lamas, gurus, yedams, tomorrow you already change. Sometimes people very easy to change the faith and the religions. More easy than the t-shirt change. Somebody is wearing t-shirt 1 week, right? But somebody change the religions 2 days later. And if you change the religions, you change the faith. Right? So therefore we need conviction. Right, Bharawa?
Conviction?
Conviction faith. Stable faith. Solid. right? Solid. Rogu, you know, right?
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you know that. So therefore, we need that kind of faith. So here, in the Buddhism, according to Buddhists and Buddhism, there are three different types of faith, right? Two of them we done.
Right.
I hope everybody in the mind right now clearly. If not clearly, if you try to think 2 minutes, could be remember. Okay? So first one, faith of clarity. And second one, faith of inspiring. And third one today, faith of confidence.
Confidence.
Confidence. Confidence is many different, two different meanings I understand. I don't know many of them more than but. One is we always say you have to self-confidence. That means talking about ability, right? I have confidence means I can do, I have enough, my capacity to do something, right? But this confidence means, confident or confidence, there are three different spells. D-A and D, D-E and D, and D-E and C-E. C is noun, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Right, Papa?
Confidence.
Yeah. Everybody really good at so grammar.
Yeah.
That you know very well. I'm just telling you which one is more understanding. You just keep that mind, right? So, real meaning, you believe for two objects only. Keep in the mind. This last faith. The one of object is karmic cause and effect system. You confidence this. And second one is really easy, the three joys. You understand? So if you have faith of confidence of that kind of object, then you have really great faith. You understand, Papa? Huh? Yeah? So very easy to understand for these things. So who explain about karmic cause and effect? Who? Final explainer. Explainer, right?
Yeah.
Who is explainer?
Yeah.
Who is explainer of the karmic cause effect? Everybody knows. Okay, go ahead, Rogo. Yes, definitely, you got it.
It's like, well, it was so obvious. I was just like, well.
Wow, that's right. So, of course, I need to tell you really clearly. Yeah, of course, Buddha, the final explainer. So therefore, Buddha is not creator, explainer. Right? So that's important to know. So then we have really more confidence. You know? Because we can be able to become the Buddha. Exactly same the Shakyamuni. Such a good news, isn't it? You start from, can be you become the Shakyamuni. Last probably, 6 years later, 7 years later. It is a possibility. So you don't need to say, this is inconceivable. This is conceivable. If we do, that's for sure. Okay? So therefore, first you check. We talking about always, in the Buddhism, the virtue and the non-virtues. This is a priority trump in the Buddhist topic. Virtues and 10 virtues. I told here probably 2 times already about 10 non-virtues and 10 virtues. So very easy. We need to do only 20 things. Only 20 things, really. Whatever people explaining, telling, and whatever says, only we need to do 20 things. 10 things,
Yeah.
what do we need? Abandon.
Right.
10 things, what do we need to
Do.
Adopt. Everybody knows adopt and abandon, right?
Yes.
Huh? Everybody know that. If we do, for example, food, if you don't like food, what do? You abandon. I don't like the right? That's called abandon. Because that food makes you suffering. Right?
Right.
And your favorite food is bring over to your table. Oh, I love that. Immediately you eat. Right? That is called adopt. That is 10 virtues. So they're very easy. Only 20 things. So this 20 is very easy. That is not talking about emptiness. That is not even deep, profound meaning. We can see daily life. Right? But I said, don't kill. Everybody knows killing. Right? Don't lie. Very easy. Don't make divisive talks. Don't use a harsh word. Very easy, right? What they need to, that is good, bad food, abandoned. Similar. Then virtue things very easy. Protect for other lives. If any being, not necessary for human being, any beings we need to protect, we need to save for life. That is one thing. And tell the truth, very easy. If you're telling always truth, everybody believe you, trust you. If you tell once lie, probably after that you will tell the 100 times, still people really difficult to trust you. You understand? But one, Mao Zedong say, I don't know that's true or not. Mao Zedong says, if one lie, if you emphasize 100 times, and that could be will be become truth. You believe that or not? Huh? One lie, you repeat 100 times, that can be become truth. That means for 1 month it can be become truth. 2 months, no longer 2 months, I think so, longer than 2 months. Right? So therefore, these kind of things are very easy. We understand and we clearly know, and then abandoned. So we think the lie is a benefit for ourselves. No. Now you lying, and will you really falling down? Nobody trusts you. You need that? Huh? You want everybody trust you, or you want nobody trust you? Which one you're good? Huh? Huh? Everybody love you, you happy. Everybody don't love, you happy. Which one? Right? So therefore, lying makes you lower level. That means nobody trust. A device after all, same. Makes other harm, and then finally yourself, eventually. That's just a different time. Today harming them, tomorrow come back to you. That's for sure. Right? There are so many examples that I'm no need to really explain that. We can see clearly daily life situation. So therefore, those things we need to abandon. Right? So 10 virtues we need to adopt, 10 non-virtues we need to abandon. Easy, right? So the virtue, if you practice the virtue things, Well, what does come? Consequences. Happy, enjoying. If you're doing virtue things, never come result unhappy, sadness, problem. Because virtue is cause of the happiness. Right? I give you for example, but I say clearly. Everybody knows rice, everybody knows dal, everybody knows barley, huh? Right? The rice seed, if you put under the ground, what does come? Rice. Right? Huh? Yes or no? This for sure, right? You no need to think about that. Right? If you barley put in the springtime, the autumn time, what does come? The barley. If you put rice, never come barley. Huh? You can see that? If you put underneath orange seed, next time never come apple. Apple. So that is if you create the virtue things, well, consequence comes always happy and enjoying. That's for sure. So this is a great one example. So therefore you know that killer, and then you can believe the karmic cause and effect. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? I think so, that's correct. Also, now I'm talking in this external example, external object example. We can see form. So now internal, inner object of emotions. So one thing, when you get mad, if you get anger, right after that you're happy and you're suffering. No, I ask you, when you get anger, right? Anger or angry?
Anger.
Angry?
Yeah, when you get angry.
You get angry, you're happy or you're suffering?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm pretty right.
What?
I always think I'm pretty right.
Free?
Well, no, I said I always think I'm pretty right that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But, no, I'm not very happy.
So when you get angry,
Right.
immediately, just moment you really suffering.
Yeah.
Very close, this is to recognize. But we did, I am anger, but suffering. Right? The anger virtue and the now virtue. Huh? Now virtue. So after anger, right after anger, you already suffering. Right? So, do you believe that or not? So who explained that? Buddha.
Right.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, really. Because you want happy. You don't want a suffering. Right?
Right.
So, okay.
I have a question.
Actually, what teaching terms are not really good question in general. Because here, no, this is no need to sorry. I'm just explaining. After teach and then stop there for question. Otherwise, I'm start in order to have to done, and then many questions. One thing is not finish it,
Yeah.
and second thing is some my mind already and forget.
Right.
So that's the problem. In the monastery in Kaju College, when Khenpo was teaching 1 hour or 2 hours, cannot ask anything between.
Uh-huh.
Really. So this is not your mistake, okay? So just explaining, and you keep please you're writing down your question there forget, and after that I will give you time, okay? Also after you come over here, whatever you have question, I give you like 1 hour, 2 hours chance. Okay? So, therefore, in anger, it's now virtue. So last year we're talking about 4 noble truths, right? 4 noble truths. So Dharma is very much related to each other. 4 noble truths, which are the 4 noble truths? Truth of suffering,
Suffering.
and truth of cessation, truth of path, truth of origin,
Origin, cause.
right? So in the anger is the truth of origin. The truth of origin has 2 different types: emotion and action. So there is emotion, 3 emotions, negative emotions: ignorance, attachment, and anger. So therefore there is now virtue. Clear, right? Right? So now virtue, we need to abandon all the non-virtues. That is negative emotional non-virtue. And the killing, stealing, lying things, and the one of the origin, truth of origin, the action origins, right? And then negative action and negative emotion makes non-virtue things and calms suffering. So therefore, very important to understand the 4 noble truths. Right? Buddha first teaching, in the 4 noble truths, 4 noble truths, until final teaching, the last 3rd teaching. That means in the 4 noble truths, if we really study detail, and the both Sutta and Tantra in the 4 noble truths. That's for sure. 3 yanas and 4 philosophies, all of them included in the 4 noble truths. But now many people say, oh, I study 4 noble truths. I don't want even to have that, something like that. But reality, they don't know the 4 noble truths, really. They think, so many times I already heard the 4 noble truths. Then the people think, I understand already. But not really. 4 noble truths is very profound and very deep level. First one, the truth of the suffering only. A truth of suffering has 60 different types. Everything. From samsara until nirvana. Okay? So anyway, now is a real topic. Anger is now virtue. We have to abandon it. That's all. Ignorance, attachment, of course. Right? Also, what is the antidote of the anger? Angry. Huh? Anger or angry? Same, right?
Anger,
Both,
yeah. Being angry
both
or
is
anger.
using.
Yeah.
What is the antidote of the angry? Patient, exactly. So therefore Buddha, in Sutta of Tantra says, if you want to become, if you man, you want to become the handsome, right? Yeah, really. I'm not kidding. If you are a woman, you want to become very pretty and beautiful. There's no question, right? Every single morning, evening, we stand up there with the mirror. Why? Right? So many different things to put. I do that, you do? Huh? Right, everybody? That expectation is really handsome and pretty. So therefore, Buddha says, if you next life, you want to become the handsome, you want to become the beautiful, you practice patience.
Well,
Definitely. There's a sort of quotation I know very long.
Yeah.
You want to say or not? In the Tibet, but I don't know English in translation yet. That's for sure, really. So we can clearly see in the daytime morning, if you make up or whatever, face, wash the face, correct dress up, right, suit, follow you, what do you put here?
Tie.
And eyes, and talk, and smile. So everybody really inspired. Immediately found out people, you get anger. Your face is definitely going to ugly. Right? That's for sure. So then, now immediately, without patience, anger makes you ugly. If you really good dress up, you make up, and then if somebody criticize, and then you just show the smile, and more gentle, and then you're more attractive. You more will be going to the gorgeous. Your dress is very wonderful, face is wonderful, and your mental state is wonderful. The three wonderfuls comes together. So then everybody really inspiring to you. So that's for sure. So if we know that kind of things, and then you can believe the karmic system. So Buddha said like this, you believe. So if you have that kind of faith, and then you have faith of confidence faith. And then you can do everything clearly because you understand clearly. If you be patient, patience makes you beautiful, you understand. And then you do patient. That's for sure. Karmic cause system. Whoa. Time is almost, I have given some time to my friend, George. He has lots of questions today. Okay, now I'm just going to conclude, right? Conclude. Then, the virtues, the cause of virtue is calms, happiness, and enjoying, right? And pleasant, and joyful, comfortable. All well-being, so forth. All the positive things comes. And cause of non-virtues, it makes you suffering, complicated, stress, worry, anxiety, depressions. All those come from where? Non-virtues. Really. So many times there are mental state levels, right? Sometimes we think, I didn't do anything this morning. You are right. Physically you didn't do anything. But mentally you do many wrong. If you are having nice breakfast, you're thinking wrong and makes you suffering immediately. Nobody knows. So if you find out people, what is going on? You right now we having talking nice and laughing, immediately people change the face. Why? Because you're thinking wrong. You change your thoughts. You take the series for thoughts. Now virtues. Right? In Buddhism there are so many terms there, now virtue things. So those are makes you suffering. And then now is many different names. Anxiety, depressions, intensive, right? All those in reality is your negative thoughts. Those are not really mental illness. You change the mindset, no more. You no need to take any, what is called, tablets.
No medicine.
tablet. No need to take tablet. Change the mindset.
So literally, just being good will make your life better.
What?
So literally, if you just do virtuous activity, even the mental. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you. So what I said earlier was, just being good makes your life better.
Yeah, that's you know. No need to ask me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now is the time. Okay. Okay. First, George, and then second you, and third I will talk with the Rogo. Okay, George.
First, thank you, Khenpo, for teaching us. La. Okay. First, thank you, Khenpo, for teaching us. I had a question, quote, comment about the dichotomy of virtue and non-virtuous actions. For instance, within a non-virtuous action is compared to and contains the seed of a virtuous action. Possibly. The idea that anger, if it's not acted upon immediately, can lead to recognition, can lead to positive action, versus anger that is acted upon immediately. That anger itself can possibly lead to realization. It's sort of like having an epiphany. For instance, if something happens repeatedly, and finally when one reaches a point in which we are angry, we come to the realization that something is troubling for us, and so acting negatively is may be bad, but actually being put in the position to finally have to deal with something that may be a problem is not necessarily negative. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, the dichotomies of emotive reaction and the real world, dealing with anger and pain and suffering, and the use of the Dharma to help us come to realizations in a more sort of timely way.
So this is your idea, or you have any proof?
This is my idea.
So what is proof of your idea?
Um,
Is it your just thoughts comes, or you guess, or you estimate it?
it's called my life experience.
Okay, that's good. And when you get anger, and there comes happiness, tell us.
When I
Your meaning, real meanings, the anger or angry, not necessary consequences, the virtue things, right? Now virtue things like suffering or problems. So that means the change. Sometimes the anger lead the realization, right?
yes,
So what is your proof? Who did you hear? Did you see? Or somebody told you? Or you do that?
okay. So, I mean, do you want a personal narrative around that?
No, either one is we just going to discuss. Have to make sure. If your possibility or your experience, you get anger, you already realize the situation. And anger helps me that day, anger lead me happy things. Anger lead me joyful day, something. Or did you see or did you hear or did you know anything person who anger makes happy and it makes realization and it makes more positive things.
Anger has led me to research why
Okay.
I feel a certain
I understand.
why I feel a certain way.
Where you had that things. For what you had that things.
Okay, so there's the personal and then there's the social. Personal.
No, your
Okay,
experience.
so my personal experience is I was mugged a lot when I was a kid.
What?
And for many, many years, I hated. I was mugged by dope dealers and gang members. And when I worked, they would chase me home from school.
Mhm.
And for many, many years, into my adult years, I always swore I wished them the worst kind of death.
You had?
I wish them the worst kind of death, and I hate them. I hate them in ways that are very powerful. As I practiced the Dharma, I actually realized that they suffer more than I did. And so I learned compassion. So my anger led me to this place where I realized that my anger was no longer serving me.
That is
Serving me well. So it's not that I don't have anger. It's just that I learn if I don't want to suffer, then I have to learn how to deal with my anger. But the anger itself is a part of cause and effect. It is a part of their karma and my karma.
George, I think the insight is what liberated you from the tyranny of the anger. It wasn't the anger itself. You were living with that anger, which is inherently upsetting, which is inherently, therefore, according to Buddhism, non-virtuous. And so it's the insight, it's the wisdom that we're trying to get to. The wisdom. Can anger trigger wisdom? I think our whole experience, whether it's greed or anger or jealousy or whatever it is, at some point one is exhausted by it, and that's truly renunciation. Then you see into it, but it's the wisdom. It's not the anger itself. In other words, I've noticed in really the whole world, except for the Buddhist world, kind of lives in this either or kind of thing. The theistic religions are all somehow attached to righteous anger, which always ends up doing something bad, even though they say it means good. The Buddhism, I think, is so profound because it recognizes that the anger itself is the problem. And what are the reactions? What causes us to have this angry reaction? It's our clinging to self. So it's the wisdom, it's seeing the falsity of that suddenly. So you've heard me tell this story, I don't know if Khenpo has, but we had one of our members here, psychiatrist, and he was practicing Buddhism for 6 months. And he realized he always called his mother long distance. This is before cell phones, long distance. And his mother would get him so angry. And one time he was talking to his mother and he was shouting and yelling at her. And in the midst of that, he had this insight that, I'm practicing Buddhism, I should not be angry. Anger is not good. And yet, even though he had that insight, what moved him was he kept yelling at her. But now it was different because that anger wasn't 100% righteous anymore. He realized that the anger had this power over him and his habit, and he had to work on it. So I think that's what's so subtle about all of this, is that it's the wisdom that we can't grab onto. The Dharmakaya is limitless. You can't grab onto it. Yet that's the really powerful thing.
Thank you very much. I'm sort of, in my mind, dealing with a chicken or the egg kind of thing. Is it? But I'll leave it to someone
We
else.
should give you a koan.
So now, okay.
Can I just say something curiously? Also have a Zoom comment, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm so sorry. This is, I can't believe you're probably going to say this, but the thing is a cause and effect. If you got to understand, nothing's random. Our karma is what brought everything to us. And if you're not happy with what you're seeing in front of you, change. And that's what this path is all about. So just like it's the way out of suffering because you stop being an asshat. And then I'm not calling you an asshat, I'm talking to myself being an asshat. And that's the whole thing. If you have things if you don't like your reality, change your behavior. And then your reality gets better. Thank you. All right, here we go. Who's next?
I want to be an asshat,
Thank you.
So-
Well, that could be a good thing, depends on your
Yeah,
predilections.
reality. Okay. I will. Some words.
Yeah, yeah.
Tyler, do you want to still
Hang on. Whoever's waiting here on Zoom, unmute.
Oh, actually, it's right now 11, but okay. Anyway, just short break now,
Yeah,
and after we practice, if we have time, a little bit discuss. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Your question is good.
yeah.
I have some idea, not my idea, because I not believe my idea myself. The Dharma Kirti says, if you believe your idea and you trust your idea, that is definitely wrong conception. So I checked many times. So I realized that's my wrong conceptions.
Yeah.
Without any reason, and the Sutta and Tantra either's the quotation, unless my experience. So therefore, the thoughts is really, really great cheater for us. So therefore, Buddha, when you're going to the meditate, he emphasizedly says, don't follow the after your thoughts. There's some reason. Okay, but your experience, your thing, Ing led me realization, but I have some donation for you. I will do it later. Well, yeah, somebody's Inga could be goes your mind.
From ass hat to our hat. Thank you, Sarah.
And how do you translate asset?
Oh, that's terrible.
This is always the problem.